and welcome to today's video with my dear friend Jeff Baker. We are here because we have some exciting things to talk about, basically two good topics that we want to kind of expand on and let you know what's going out there with Mr. Baker. So the first thing, if you haven't seen the recent videos and the Facebook pages and all the things that we're doing to kind of create some buzz about this amazing, can I call it a charity? Is
Call
a
it a
foundation?
ministry.
A ministry.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. Because
All of the above.
Okay. And so if you haven't heard it yet, you're going to be hearing about it for a good, probably, 2 years?
A long time.
Yeah,
hopefully for a long time.
Yeah, for a very, very long time. But it's called Isaiah 117 House.
Yes,
yep. So, Jeff, tell us a little bit about what this ministry is.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thanks for having me.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
You know, I love you.
So, the Isaiah 117 House is we are changing the way foster care begins. It's what happens on removal day, which is a day the children are taken into custody. Right now, typically, a child comes into custody and goes to either the DCF office, or in Florida, we use a third-party provider to find care for the children, so they go to that office or DCF. We're just going to call it DCF right now for ease of explanation. So on removal day, the kids go to the DCF office, where they may sit for an hour. Mm-hmm. They may sit for 2 or 3 days. Yep. Anything in between, while the worker finds placement for them.
And I've seen some pictures, and
Absolutely.
That's a very stark, very lonely-looking.
It's a government
facility.
office.
It's a government office.
And I'm not taking anything away from them because they have a hard job and they work their tail ends off.
Yeah.
But it's a government building, so it is what it is. So we come alongside DCF and give them a place to bring the kids that is a full-on home. Right. Staffed by volunteers, loving volunteers who the kids come in, they get to play, they get to eat, they get to bake cookies, take a bath, whatever
they need.
They are loved lavishly. I heard you use it on your last video, but they are lavishly loved by volunteers who have been trained and vetted, background checked. Right. To not cause further harm, but they're just loved on. Yeah. While the DCF worker sits in an office in the house. Yep. And does their thing and tries to find placement for them.
And I know that you actually were part of one in Tennessee.
Yes, ma'am.
You saw it from the ground up.
Yes, ma'am.
Saw it happen. Tell a little bit about how it works and what we're looking for from the community. What we need and how exciting it was, because a lot of people right now are saying, okay, we get it. You're going to build a home for these kids in the community, and you're going to love on them lavishly, which I love that phrase.
Right.
That's my favorite one because it explains so much. That's what opened up my heart when I heard that. And but just to watch the process and to be a part of the expansion team, I'm so honored to do that. It's overwhelming. Of where we're starting. I mean, we have land.
Yes, ma'am. We have land.
We have the land. So now it's all about building this home. And you've seen it already happen once, and
Correct.
I know we have two new ones that just opened up in Florida as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And Jacksonville.
And Baker County.
I
can't remember the little city, but
right,
Baker County.
And so, I mean, it's already happening, and this will be the fifth.
Well, I would like to open before the other two. One of them I don't think we can beat, but one of them I think we can beat.
Okay.
So
the other two that are already built. So we're going to be how many?
We could be either 3, 4, or 5.
Okay, so there's going to be 5 homes in Florida that
Correct.
service the Florida kids. Okay.
At the moment. Now, there will be more later, I'm sure, but at the moment there will be 5.
But you've been a part of one that's already gone through this process.
Yes, ma'am.
So, when you were kind of compelled to be part of this in Tennessee, what was it like watching and getting the community involved and really seeing your vision kind of happen?
It's really amazing to watch the community come together to build the Isaiah 117 house, because it's full on by donations and in-kind donations from contractors and builders and supply companies, whatever that looks like.
Right.
Just here. And God never fails. And so the need is presented, and then the need is filled like almost immediately by another person going, yeah, I'll take care of that for you, no worries.
Yep. And I've witnessed it even in our expansion meetings. Just all of a sudden people are coming forth and they're expressing not only a desire to be part of it, but also bringing in some value, of how they can drive in, what we need.
Right.
And I know that you're a great spokesperson. You and your wife are the coordinators for this specific facility. And, when we talk about really why we're putting it in place, I think the founder, Rhonda, she gives a great message, who, when she talks about why, but really what it's all about and what it does to these children that are having their worst day of their life being removed from their homes.
Yes.
And what warmed my heart and why I wanted to be involved in it is I only had to hear it once. I cried. I got emotional, and people don't realize, because we're in a bubble, and if we don't experience that side of what goes on for these kids, and you're not heavily involved in that piece of the foster care or anything like that, this is a great eye opener for a lot of people. And I can speak specifically for myself. I know the foster care is out there. I know that all that's been there, and it's always been something that I absolutely would donate to.
Yeah.
It's a belief, but I didn't understand it.
Right.
When you come to an event, in which we are having on August 29th.
Yes, ma'am.
This is our big fundraising event, and it's to really open the eyes, because I think I said it to one of my real estate friends today when I reached out to them about coming to this event. I reached out to the real estate agents that I know their hearts.
Right.
And this is something that when you go and you experience and you listen and you find out more about Isaiah House, you really, you're opening up your heart to something much bigger than just an idea.
Yes.
It's really, you feel everything that we talk about. We're building this house. This house will be built. It's our tagline on every single thing that we do. Let's build this house. And as more people get informed and get to see what I saw, because I knew nothing about Isaiah 117. I never knew anything about that until you invited me to a meeting.
Right.
And it's such a great commitment from the people who, you guys and all the team members, but more the community.
Yes.
I mean, when they get a chance to see, when Rhonda talks about what if they had a home that they could come to on that worst day, where they've been rooted from their homes, and even good, bad, or ugly, whatever they came from.
Yeah.
But to be able to walk into a true home with people who are there specifically and solely to make them feel better for that time frame that they're there is amazing.
They're there for that kid.
Yeah, and you can't put blinders on once you see something like that. Once you hear it, once you experience and see that it's happened in other places already, and that it's not something that we're just trying to do to, do something. It is a big, I think it's going to be a big movement. I really believe it. I believe God's going to bring people that always maybe knew a little bit about it, but didn't understand the repercussions of really what these kids go through.
Right.
And I'm so excited to be part of it. I can't wait.
I'm super excited.
And Tristan and I were talking yesterday, and I said, I've always wanted to foster. I've always wanted to adopt, and I have a partner of 39 years who tells me every time I bring it up that I need to get a new dog.
Right.
And it would be unfair because I'm the one that goes out and works all day, so he would be stuck doing what you were doing last night, right? And I don't know if he'd be good at it, but at least I can be part of this,
right? And
maybe get my feel and my heart full of volunteering and doing
then volunteer
things.
at the house.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait. So you saw it from start to finish.
Yes, ma'am.
You saw it. How did the community? How did they respond when you were doing this house in Tennessee?
So the first meeting, there might have been for our kickoff meeting, first meeting you came to, there was probably 75 to 100 people in that auditorium, if that.
Okay.
It's a smaller town, where we were at, and that was when I looked at Tristan. I said, "How can you hear this and not do something? You can't not do anything."
Yeah.
So we Jumped all in then.
I don't know if you know this, but God's talking. He's saying something like, hear my roar.
But we were all in after the first expansion meeting, but after the kickoff meeting. But then the expansion meetings, you could see it pick up steam. We'd have 3 or 4 there, and then it was 6 or 8 there, and then it was 15 or 20, and it just continued to grow. And the biggest turnout at the time was the luncheon, which we filled the First Baptist Church. They set it up with tables for food.
Right.
And it was a full venue, and it was packed.
Yeah.
It was packed, and the house was pretty much built from that lunch.
See, and so
that's where the most traction comes from, because the pastor's breakfast is great. It gets some traction in the churches, which is where the driving force is the church.
Right.
You know, so once the churches are involved, then the community gets more involved.
Yeah.
And it's funny because every day I hear more people call or text us or email us and go, "Hey, we heard about you guys. How can I help? What can I do? What's next?" So it's gaining traction.
I can tell you that when I sent out the invites, for the event on August 29th, I mean, I had texts coming back, that they couldn't make it through the video without, really bad crying.
Right.
Ugly crying.
The ugly cry.
The ugly cry. And, what can they do? What can they do? What can they do? And this is the message that I wanted to get out today, is come.
Absolutely.
Come and just hear about it. Do what your heart tells you to do, but at least come and listen. And I think your potential life being involved in this could change a little bit. You'll
get involved. If you hear the story and see the message, you'll get involved.
Yeah. So we are doing this August 29th,
yes,
and
ma'am.
6 o'clock for the dinner, and 11 o'clock for the, I think it's
11 or noon.
Yeah, one of those.
It's on the website.
It's on the website. And give them the website, please.
It's
We can add it.
Okay. And then, so I am sponsoring some tables. I've got my peeps ready to go.
Absolutely.
And, I am in that little bit of a competition with,
Yes,
who,
ma'am.
Andrea Praver from Great Expectations. So I'm not telling her, I'm not giving her any, I'm not letting her know. So we'll just see it when it happens.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what do they say? Build it and they will come.
Yes, ma'am.
So
if you build it, they will come.
That's what they will come.
And that's kind of how we started. It's kind of funny. God has continued to show up and show out in Marion County. When we had our kickoff meeting, I rented the whole facility.
Right.
Everybody's like, "Oh no, you'll expect about 100, 150 people." I'm like, "No, we're going to pack a facility."
Yeah, you've been saying that every time we do something.
And it was packed.
Yep.
It was full. So this one, I said, okay, this facility will hold 300 people at lunch and 300 at dinner, which is double the kickoff meeting.
Right.
We can do that.
Yep.
So I've got 30 tables of 10 at lunch and 30 tables of 10 at dinner.
Obviously, I'll have Gabby put it up on the thing too, just to make sure they know how to
Absolutely.
respond to the invite. And then, of course, you're going to have some speakers there.
Yes.
I know we're going to have some really good food.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all donated.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. So I know it's
We'll have a lemonade stand.
A lemonade stand.
We'll have a lemonade stand out front. We will have the T-shirt sales going on as well.
Yep. Yeah.
And we may have some other little exciting things. I'm not sure yet. They're not nailed down 100%, but I have some other stuff cooking.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And so bring money, bring cash or credit card. Yeah, we'll take it.
Whatever.
Checks. But so that's really exciting, and I really wanted to have Jeff come in because we are trying to get this message out. We are definitely excited about it. We know that it's going to be successful, and with your help and prayer, you guys are going to join us on August 29th. Show up in masses. I would love to have the fact that we have no room for people.
Oh, absolutely. Look, if I need to go try and find some more tables and chairs, I will.
We will do it. We will do it.
I will, absolutely. And if we need to have another date, I'm sure Rhonda will let us do that too.
Yeah,
But, we'll figure that out then. But
okay. So, the founder will be there speaking.
Yes, she will be there for lunch and dinner.
Yep, awesome.
So you'll get to hear her whole story live and in person.
And why. And when you hear this woman speak, like I said, she's amazing, and you'll feel the power of what her message is.
And it is a 1 hour event. We try to get you in, get you fed, get the word to you, and then let you go respectful of your time for the 1 hour.
Yeah, as long as I'm not talking, you can make it in an hour.
Hey,
but if you don't put me up there
Me too,
talking
girl.
or anything because
They look at
we'll
me and
be
they're
there
like,
at midnight. We'll be there till midnight. But thanks so much for talking about this. And again, it's called Isaiah 117 House. We're going to build a house.
yes, ma'am.
And it's going to happen, and we're going to support and love on our children here in the community. So the second exciting news for Mr. Baker, Jeff, do you want to tell us? I'm gonna. It's in my brain now.
Yes, ma'am.
Canzell.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. Okay. So Canzell, he has just opened up his own brokerage, or he's the broker.
I'm the managing broker for the
Manager
area.
broker
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the area. Tell us a little bit about Canzell.
So Canzell is in 22 states. I think the home office is in Virginia, if I remember correctly. And we're growing, so they came to me and said, would you like to be a managing broker for Marion County? There's a lot of growth here. And I said, absolutely, let's go.
Yeah. So what drove you to them? Or what, how did they?
Honestly, again, it was a God thing. I did a lot of praying, a lot of soul searching. They sent me a message and kind of recruited me. And I sat on it. I'm like, I'm happy where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just let this sit back here and simmer.
Yeah.
You know, and something kept coming back around. It's kind of like that yo-yo. It kept coming back. And finally, I looked in their website a little bit further, and I saw how Christ-centered they were as a company. And I called the recruiter back, and I said, okay, let's talk a little further.
Yeah.
And we began discussing things then. I sat in on a couple of phone calls, and they start meetings with prayer. So it's like, you know what? I hear you, God.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you. Mm-hmm. So I went ahead and made the move. And
was it a hard decision?
It was.
Yeah.
It wasn't something I made
You had a
easily.
family at great
Absolutely.
expectation. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I still do.
Yeah,
I mean, we left amicably.
Yeah.
So.
Well, she's always been very supportive of growth for her
Absolutely.
for her team, and but this is something that, you know, like I said, when I was told that you were going somewhere else, it's an exciting thing. I mean, you know, when you get to a certain point in your career, you know, that's kind of the next step.
Absolutely.
If you really want to make that your career. So now I know you're not going to have brick and mortar yet.
Correct.
So what's your plans?
My plans right now is to get the word out that I am here as Canzell, to spread the word about Canzell some more, and to start trying to recruit my own agents.
Okay.
And even if it's a younger agent, I'm great with that because I love to teach.
Yeah, you do.
I love to help people and watch people grow. It's one of my favorite things. I actually was a mentor next door, and one of the guys that was one of my mentees, he had a firm grasp on it already. He just couldn't seal the deal. He was still unsure of himself.
Right.
He lacked that self-esteem, and we worked on that a lot. And I've helped him and watched him grow and really thrive in real estate. And he's really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to do it again.
Right. Yeah. I think that you're the perfect person for that. And I think you should add a little bit more to your plate.
Why not?
I mean, I will attest that I was just telling Jeff before we started the video. I was with his wife yesterday doing an Isaiah event, and she looked exhausted. Mm-hmm. Now, why is she exhausted? Because they just recently are foster parents too, to 3 children, a 10-month-old, 8,
10-month-old, basically a 20-month-old, and a 10-year-old.
Yeah, and I mean, the piece of cake, right?
Plus, he has a house expansion.
And plus, he's and opening a new brokerage.
And opening, why not?
Yeah. So I can't say that I knew you when you had hair, so I know you're not stressed.
No.
Just a lot going on. There's a lot.
I don't stress it. God has it all.
Yeah.
And I know that, and I learned a long time ago as a child not to stress it.
Yeah.
He's going to take care of it all.
Yeah.
So I just let it ride, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
It'll work itself out.
But give Tristan a little break.
I try.
Yeah.
She don't listen.
She doesn't listen. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure I advocate that for her.
Yeah.
Because she looked beat.
I know.
Beat. Jeff.
I know.
I was like, girl, you are tired. And she was like, but I mean, what a great testament to you guys too.
Yeah.
I mean, not only are you, talking the talk, you're walking the walk
Absolutely.
too with foster care. So
well, again, you could not do something.
Yeah.
Even after the first meeting we went to in Tennessee,
Right.
we took a sibling set of 4 almost immediately thereafter. We got our license.
Yep.
And then we took a sibling set of 4, and we had them for 18 months.
I heard.
So it's part
it's
part
of
it.
your family now too,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just part of. I mean, even your daughter, I know Savannah is also very heavily involved in that too.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I'm just so overwhelmed for you that anything I can do.
You're gonna stress it for me, right?
I'm gonna try to take anything off I can. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so your brokerage is officially open.
Yes.
Yep, and you are officially in business. How
Yes,
do they
ma'am.
get a hold of you?
You can call me direct at 352-843-5867, or you can send me an email at thebakerteam@outlook.com.
Now, I will tell you that if I know a lot of people in the business, and anywhere that I've ever gone to any type of networking event, everyone knows Jeff. Everyone loves Jeff. Everyone, I mean, he's your buddy. There isn't any one that I've ever or been at any event that people just didn't gravitate to you, and you're a wonderful individual.
Thank you, Miss Debbie.
I think the world of you, and I think that you're just going to do fantastic. But going back to Isaiah 117, because that's really on the forefront. I know the brokerage is too, but I'm so proud and honored that you let me in on this.
Well, we're proud to have you.
Well, and then I actually volunteered to be the treasurer, which I think people just assume because I'm in the mortgage business that I'm good at that. Little did I know I'm getting cash handed to me left and right all over the time, and I got to go deposit it at the bank. I got to send a spreadsheet. I got to do all that, but no, actually, I love it when you hand me some money, and I know that that's going into the account.
Absolutely.
So, but no, anything I can do, and I'm reaching out to all my friends and family and business partners, take heed. This is a really good one, and I think you're just going to absolutely feel so good when you hear more about this, and just knowing that we're helping our kids here.
That's it.
That's the end of the day.
It's all for the kids. That's all it is about.
I mean, how can you
110%.
say? One of the agents said to me the other day, how can you say no to the kids?
Right.
I mean, you can't. You
Right.
just can't. So, anything else you want to bring up and talk about that we didn't talk about
Not that
with
I can
Isaiah
think of
or
right
the
now.
brokerage?
I mean, the Isaiah House, we'd love to see you at our expansion meetings. We do have a Facebook page. It's the Isaiah 117 House, Marion County. It's either FL or Florida. So
I think it's FL.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But on Facebook, you can email me. I'll send you any of the information you want. If you would like videos, I can send you video links of Rhonda speaking. I mean,
There's a lot of information out there.
Absolutely.
So if you're really, truly interested in maybe wanting to partnering with us outside of just coming to the event and you want to help spread the word, we have a lot of material that we can offer to you to share with your teams, share with your companies, whatever, because we're going to get this house built and we want to get it built quickly.
But I would like to come to churches. So if you are a pastor or affiliated with a church and would like for us to come and speak, even if it's just in the vestibule, we would love to do that. Please give us a call and we can discuss that and set up a time for us to do that also.
And that's to your point very critical too, because the church community, are some of the biggest supporters, not just financially, but just again with the community and getting the word out.
Absolutely.
Okay, Jeff.
Thanks, Debbie. I love you, girl.
Thank you. Love you.